Hi everybody, this is Salesforce Jen and I like to talk about Experience Cloud. This is an advanced video as a follow-up to creating custom login pages where you can go into your builder, and if you were in your builder you had a login page, I was able to customize it with a picture or a background. As a follow-up to the video, I want to show you how you can change backgrounds when you use different images. So for instance, right now I have this background here, and this is desktop view. And if I go to the top right, I can change my view. So if I go to tablet, what happens is my picture that was to the left is no longer showing, which is actually fine for this one because it just shows a blank space, and same for mobile. But if I wanted to customize and put my own picture on each, I could do that. But what you have to do is use some CSS overrides, which are cascading style sheets. It is the underlying style code for the site, but we have to override that to do that. Now, if you've never made an Experience Cloud site, I would recommend you go watching some earlier videos. I have a playlist on creating an Experience Cloud site step by step. Otherwise, you need to be familiar with where we are and what we're doing. So right now we are in the builder. And if I'm looking at the different views, I just see the one picture. And like I said, it cuts it off and we see part of it. But if you wanted to create different pictures for each, you could do that. So the first thing you have to do is you need to go to static resources. I just typed in static resources after I went to my setup menu in the top left. And in static resources, you're going to hit new. And you're going to find the picture. Now you have to understand that if you're uploading a picture for mobile, it needs to be a picture that is taller and skinnier, I should say. The horizontal sides are going to be shorter. So you might want to look up what a good size for that is, because you'll have to mess around with that. You can go to unsplash.com where they have free images. If I go here, go to free images, this would not look good on mobile. Okay, so you want to get more of a taller image. So you can say free images, mobile wallpaper, and get images that are closer to the right size. I did this earlier and there were a few, like this would be a good wallpaper. So just keep that in mind when you do that, and make sure you're not using somebody else's image, you use free ones. So let's go back here. So you would upload your background that you would like, you name it, you put a description, you choose the file, which will be on your computer, and you need to make it public. Okay, and then you'll save it. Now I've already done that. So I loaded one called mobile wallpaper, which is different than the one I loaded for tablet wallpaper because the aspect ratio is different. So once you upload your image, and we'll start with the mobile image. So you can see I've uploaded it and made it public. You would go to view file, and I can see the image I uploaded, and I'm going to copy in the very top URL where it says slash resource. There's a number and the name of my file, and I'm going to copy that, and you're going to hold on to that. And then you'll go over to your site in the builder, and we're going to go to the top left where there's a paintbrush that says theme. We're going to click on that, and we're going to click on the caret in the right side of the box. And from that caret, we're going to click on edit CSS. Okay, so right now there's nothing in there, but I have this code, and you don't need to memorize it right now because I'm going to give it to you or show you how to find it after the video. So I'm going to just paste the code in, and what the code is saying, it's saying this is for media devices. I've added these comments that help you understand what it's doing. And that right here, this URL that we grabbed, you're actually going to replace from here. You see it says resource and the number. You're basically going to replace this part. Even if you didn't do resource, you could just do the numbers. But make sure it matches that. Make sure you don't have too many slashes when you're looking at it. And this is the code you use. If you don't want to do any more, you just hit save. So what has happened is if I go to my mobile view, I now have that image in the background. So I can see the image doesn't fully cover the top and the bottom, but it actually looks fine when you open it up. Some things you have to keep in mind when you do this is you may need to change the color of your text, which can be done declaratively, but if you change it declaratively, it changes it on the whole site. So you might have to look into changing it with the CSS. And this is not a video, I'm going to get into that. Let's go back to the desktop view. And some things about this code we were looking at, if I go back to the top left, to the paintbrush, to theme, and then the caret. Background size, contain, that means I want it to stay within the parameters. The position I have center, but if I had something that I wanted on the left or the right, I could also do that. Or if I want to change it to top center, let's do that. You can see what happens. If I go look at it, now I moved it up and now it looks really silly to me. Let's go back and I'm just going to fix that. So you do have things that you can adjust on it. So we're just going to go back and put that in center. And then it's this same exact process to upload for tablet, which I've already done a static resource. This is the one I chose. And the code, I'm going to paste it in now. It's very similar, but it's targeting a different size. So we'll go back into edit our CSS and I will add that here and show you what that does. So I can paste that. I've already got my URL pasted right here. Okay, we're going to hit save and then let's review that on tablet. So now again, I have a different background image. I can hit preview if I don't want to see everything around it. And remember that the text has changed. Okay, and we have mobile as my other one and desktop. And I could do these separately or together. Go back to the builder. Let's go back to our CSS. And again, I can adjust it. There are some adjustments in here if you want. We'll say I don't want the mobile specific one anymore. So what that has done is if I go to mobile, I'm back to my original image. And I can go to tablet and see the third image. Okay, and let's go back. And there is one other thing that we can do. I'm going to put that mobile CSS back and show you just something you can try. Maybe I don't want to change the image, so I'm going to take out this line right here, background image. So now it's going to be the same image, but instead of background position center, I'm going to go, since my picture's on the left, I'm going to type in left, and you'll see what happens when I do that. So we go to mobile. It's the original image, oops, and it's right here. So I'm going to change that code just a little bit. We're going to go over here. I think I have it as contain. So we're going to take that out. And you'll see as you mess around with things, what changes. There we go. So what I've done is I said, don't contain it to the same spot where it's real tiny, but I've moved it to the left. Now, do I want it to look at this? Probably not. But if you do have an image where it has something on the left or the right that you want to just bring over and leave your image, you can do that. So let me show you where you can find these. You're going to go to my portfolio, which I have linked. You're going to go to the More tab and go to Build Your Brand. When that page loads, scroll down and I have this custom CSS and HTML code, which I have linked here. You can click here. I have the preview here. So this is for other things, but if you go down to the login page image variations, you can see the code. And so you're just basically going to highlight, can't do that right now. You can download this, highlight this, and then put your code in there. So if you have any questions, let me know. And something to remember is I'm using this on a specific theme. Let's get back here and show you the code. Let's go back to the builder. I have checked other themes and they seem to be all running on this same class, which is this Salesforce Identity Login Body 2. If this doesn't work for you, it's very difficult to explain how to find the class, but if you know how to inspect the page, you might be able to find the class and replace that. The other thing to keep in mind is Salesforce is consistently updating what they're doing on the back end, which means sometimes you're going to put in CSS and then it becomes you can't use it anymore because they've moved something into a Lightning Web Component. And a Lightning Web Component you cannot get into and change anything. It's done that way on purpose. But for now, you can change this. But just know in the future with a release, this may change or this may disappear. I will link all these resources at the bottom for you. And remember, you're going to go to the login image page variations to get the code.